friends, it's Nico. I know I sound a bit weird. I am recovering from a 2.5 week, two and a half week. I don't know. It seems like forever. It's like half of a month, half of May. Sickness. I was sick. Also, I had a tooth pulled. Also had a tooth break. And I have not uploaded the last 2 videos that I made, which was 3 and 4 weeks ago. So, hopefully, I will get those uploaded. Hi, Ryan. And this one also. I'm going to be coughing on and off. But oh my god. So, Thursday, like 2 Thursdays ago, my husband came home early and super sick. He got something from work. And I was like, oh no, let me take care of you. And we were like laying down for the night. And I was having indigestion and I popped a Pepto-Bismol. Not Pepto, oh my god, Tums. I popped a Tums, just the regular classic peppermint, like the little chalky round tab, not the chewable, nothing fancy. And whatever filling I had in my remaining upper left molar broke off. And my body was in shock. I was in shock mentally. I was in shock for like 3 or 4 days, waiting for severe pain. Because I've had it. I've had the severe broken tooth pain more times than I want to admit. Didn't get severe pain. It hurt a bit. And I felt very bad. I kind of neglected helping take care of my husband. I was in my own little traumatic world. I was also trying to fight off whatever beautiful illness he brought home and shared. So I was terrible. I admit, I was terrible at helping take care of him. We take care of each other when we're sick very well. And this time, completely blew it. Absolutely blew it. He was very amazing and called the dentist right away. And the soonest that they could see me was the next Thursday. So I waited a week with a broken tooth, literally fighting off a sickness that I could feel encroaching. Definitely felt it. Luckily, I kept it at bay until the Friday after the dentist appointment. But anyway, so fighting off being sick. My poor husband is like essentially not dying, but he was so freaking sick. Like the cough that he had, I thought that organs were gonna come out easy because it was horrible. It was racking. He couldn't really breathe. He was congested. It was like you could see like it was so delightful to experience on my own later. So I was such a bad wife. Hi. Anyway, he called out of work several days that week. Thank goodness. He had a fever spike. He just sent me a message. And eventually, Thursday came. That Thursday after I broke my tooth came and went into the dentist. And I'm like, hey, I'm trying to fight off a cold. I've also been sleeping with my mouth open. I was sleeping like, because I did not want to bite down on my jaw and make anything worse. I didn't want to make the pain worse. Just so much freaking fun. And then the dentist was like, well, you need a crown. And I was like, no, just pull it. She's like, well, do you want me to leave like a little nub in there and we can construct something? I was like, no, just pull it. I've come to the point in my life where I have accepted, my tablet went off, where I've accepted I will end up getting dentures. I have bad genetics for teeth, not as bad as my parents, not as bad as my grandparents, but still very bad genetics for teeth. And as a part of my life, I will end up with dentures. I'm probably going to get a partial sometime this year. Anyway, excuse me, the dentist is very amazing. the dentist I have up here and all of her assistants in the office, absolutely amazing. Love her, love them. She listened and she was like, cool. So got the numbing, got the freaking needle in the mouth. That is one of the most vulnerable things. Like you completely, you're at somebody else's mercy. When they're sticking a needle in the top of your mouth, at least I am willing to do nearly anything to get out of that kind of pain. That pain is terrible. Not the worst pain I've had in my life, but holy crap, it's even worse because I know I consented to it. But she got my tooth out. It was huge. I really wish I kept it now. I gotta see it. I took a picture of it. And it had, like, the little roots were hooked. It was so weird. None of my other roots had been, like, hook-shaped before. And it was a pain in the butt to get out. She had to put something in it, I guess, to, I don't know, help loosen it, help dissolve some of the bone. I don't know what she did. She did some voodoo magic. And sorry, I'm trying to have his tail not hit a piece that I have drying at the moment. So she did her magic, and the tooth came out, got my gauze packed, sent on my way. I had given my instruction pamphlet, sent on my way. No painkiller, no antibiotics, which is weird. I normally get antibiotics. I know that doctors and dentist offices are trying not to overdo antibiotic prescriptions. I get it, because when you have too much of something in your system, it's not going to work anymore. Your tail is going to kill my riding deer thing. Sit. He's drying. His belly and legs are drying. Thank you. I get it. Well, it was weird, but you know what? I just had a tooth yanked out of my skull. I was ready to go home. The poor husband drove me home. Luckily, it's only 20 minutes away. Holy crap. I proceeded to get so freaking sick over the course of the weekend. The pain was bad. Taking Tylenol. I ended up popping 15 to 24 Tylenol a day. Like this was God, it was several weeks. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so I got my tooth taken care of on Thursday, and as Friday, Saturday, Sunday hit, it was beyond. I was sick, could not breathe, my mouth was hurting, my gum is swollen. The inside roof of my mouth, on half of my mouth, is swollen. I am on soft foods, not drinking through a straw, not doing any of the things you're not supposed to do. Like, I am following the rules to a T because I don't want dry socket. I watched my husband suffer with that once. Never want that experience in my life. So I'm coughing, I'm hacking, not throwing up, but holy crap, I really felt like my lungs were getting crispy and I was drowning at the same time. It was terrible. So taking Dayquil, taking NyQuil. My father-in-law got us some cough medicine that starts with a D. That's like a 12-hour lasting thing. It was amazing. Poor guy. He was beyond himself. Dad Carter was beyond himself with how sick we were. And then when he saw my face, and I'm like, stay away. He didn't know what to do. He's precious. But it was terrible. Monday morning, my husband called the dentist, and he's like, hey, my wife is not doing well. And they're like, well, we can't see you till Thursday. There's no opening. And he's like, that's fine. So Thursday. I was willing to do that. Monday comes around, super sick, super mouth pain, still eating soft foods. Tuesday, same thing happens. And then Wednesday comes around, and I am feeling worse. Like, I had broken a fever on Tuesday, and Wednesday, I felt worse. Oh my God, it was not fun. Not the worst illness. Not the worst. COVID was worse. Having the flu, I think, is worse. I don't know what we had. Bronchitis, maybe. But oh my God. That was terrible. I've had bronchitis a couple of times. It's terrible. But there are worse things. But when you're going through it, it's, oh my goodness. Anyway, so Wednesday comes around and Kevin is getting ready for work. He's kind of feeling better. And I'm like, good for you. You go. And my pain is getting worse and worse and worse. And I didn't really sleep. I'd been napping on and off for like a week. Like I would take some NyQuil and kind of get like an hour or two of sleep, and then I'd wake up, eat something, drink something, kind of sleep. And I literally ended up popping 15 to 24 Tylenol a day. I know that's how you can kill your liver. I'm not making it a habit, but there was no other choice. I had nothing else in my house that would help with pain. Nothing. Oh my God. Anyway, so Wednesday comes, Kevin's getting ready for work, and I'm just like, the pain is getting, it's getting more intense. I woke up like 3 or 4 hours before he got up, and the pain I had was just rising. I took the Tylenol. I took 6 Tylenol at one time, and I'm just like, please just take the edge. That's all I wanted. All I wanted was the edge of the pain to come off. Like, just take the edge off. I will live. It'll be fine. Didn't take the edge off. Pain kept getting worse and worse and worse. And by the time he had like an hour before work, I just looked at him like, Kevin, I need to go to urgent care or the hospital. We looked up the time for urgent care. They were closed. And he's like, do you really think you need to go to the hospital? I will fight tooth and nail not to go to the hospital. I will fight you on it. I broke my toe when my knee injury happened a couple years ago. I fought him. I did not want to go to the hospital whatsoever. My toe was broken. I finished ruining my right knee, and my tailbone was bruised, and I was bruised physically. I fought. I was like, no, I don't want to go. And eventually he got me in the car. Go to the hospital. I don't like going. Like, I will go to visit people. I will go for surgeries. I will go for doctor's appointments. I don't want to go to the emergency room. And I'm not scared of it. I've been there several times for myself. It's just, that means something has gotten really bad. I've only ever been asked to take the emergency room once. And I had something up with my stomach. I want to say it was diverticulitis. But that's not right. It was some severe food poisoning, and it was like the only time I thought I was gonna actually and never wake up from sleep. It was terrible. Yeah, it's not diverticulitis. Anyway, there was only one other time I had ever asked to be taken to the ER because I knew something was wrong, and I was getting worse, not better. Way worse, and I was afraid I wasn't gonna wake up. So Kevin was like, okay, let me text my boss. And he's like, taking my wife to the ER, gonna be late tonight. And she's like, you do that. He has a very good manager. And he took me to the ER. We waited. It was very busy. We waited a while, but I got triaged. And then I eventually got seen. They did blood. They gave me some liquid gold Tylenol through my IV. Wow, my brain is done. Have a beautiful IV. I'm still healing from my bruises. You can see there's some, and this looks way better than it did, but holy crap. Oh, I also have a bruise here from it. Anyway, so I got the blood taken through the IV, then I was given some hospital strength Tylenol into the IV with 2 salines. I got saline, then Tylenol, a little more saline. It tastes weird. I can taste the medicine through my IV in my mouth. It's gross, usually. And thank God the medicine started working. I was still in pain, but I was way less miserable. And by the time I left the hospital, the pain, way manageable. So they did blood tests. There was nothing really bad, but they're like, yeah, you have swelling. Don't know if there's an infection in your socket, but we're going to start you on a course of antibiotics just in case, and we're going to prescribe you some hospital strength Tylenols. And I'm like, let's do it. Started my first antibiotic there. Had to wait for the next morning to pick up my meds because we didn't get them assigned to the 24-hour CVS. No big deal. Have a nap. We got out of the hospital at 2 in the morning. Midnight? About midnight. Went to McDonald's and the pain was manageable. I could eat. The fries were fresh and they were soft. I mean, they were kind of crispy, but they were like that soft, fresh thing. It was perfect. It was delightful. And then the hospital was like, you have to call your dentist on Monday to tell them exactly what happened. So I was just like, well, wow. No, it was Wednesday. Okay, I'm sorry. I had very little sleep. My days were very confused. I thought the day I went to the hospital was Friday. It was definitely Wednesday, but during that time, I was thinking it was later in the week. So we got home. I'm chilling. The medicine is still in my body, and I'm like, fine. The dentist office, their phone lines open at 9. I'm gonna give them a ring-a-ding-ding. Not even asking my husband to do it. I have a phobia of talking on the phone. Yay. But I had been in so much pain. I'm like, doesn't effing matter. This pain, ending up in the ER and watching my husband be so exhausted. He got the night off, by the way. His manager was awesome. She's like, just stay home, take care of your wife. And I was very, very grateful. Very grateful. If you ever see this, Sarah, I love you. So give the dentist a call, and I was like, hey, I was at the ER and they think I have an infection in my socket, my tooth, where the tooth was, where it got pulled. They think it's kind of infected, and they said as part of my follow-up, I have to call you guys and let them know. And she's like, oh my God, yes you do. Holy crap. When can you get in here? And I'm like, I'm 20 minutes away. I can be there in about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on traffic. And she's like, yes, please get down here. And I was like, oh, okay, no big deal. No big deal. And Kevin was awake, and he's just like, yes, I will take you right now. So instead of getting the shower that I was expecting to get, because I hadn't showered in 2 days because I was so miserably in pain, I didn't even brush my teeth because my mouth, especially, I was using mouthwash, but I forgot to do the mouthwash before I left the house, and I felt disgusting and terrible that morning, that Thursday morning. But I was going to a dentist office, and I got mouthwash there, and it was amazing. I swear, the strength of that stuff my ancestors felt, but it was a good mouthwash. Anyway, that's beside the point. We got to the dentist office, and the receptionist is like, okay, good, you're here, you just called. I was like, yes, this is me. She's like, it's going to be a couple minutes. She's taking care of people. I'm like, no problem. It was just to get checked in. They pulled me back, told the dental assistant what happened, and told the dentist what happened. And the dentist was like, the dental assistant got x-rays, and she's like, it looks great. There's no tooth in there. I'm like, it does look great. It's absolutely beautiful extraction site. There's nothing there. And so the dentist came in, and she was gently poking around, and she's like, you have dry socket. And I was like, what? And I had told them how sick I had been, how much I was coughing, and the phlegm that was coming up. And it was just horrible and blowing my nose. And she was like, yeah, you probably coughed and dislodged your blood clot, and you have dry socket. That's what you're dealing with. That's why you're in so much pain. And I almost started crying. A, relief. B, never want a dry socket. C, thank God I know what finally was happening. And she's like, so how much pain are you? I'm like, well, right now, I still have the lingering effects of whatever IV medicine, but it was wearing off. And I'm like, it hurts a lot. And I told her, like, it described exactly how much it hurt. And she's like, I'm going to give you some more medicine. Take it if you want. Don't take it if you don't need it. But you're going to have it on hand because you might be in pain for a while because you have dry socket. And I was like, okay. So we got done, and I went up to the reception, and I had an appointment scheduled for the coming Monday, the next Monday, and Thursday. and I was like, hey, I just want to make sure my husband scheduled them before we ended up at the ER. Hey, hey, hey. You don't pay for the chair. You don't get to destroy the chair. You paid for the chair, you can destroy it. He's so cute. He just laid down. It's like, fine. He's like, you're talking too long. So, get out. And I was just like, hey, I want to make sure I have no more appointments. I know my next appointment is like the annual checkup, teeth cleaning thing, x-rays for my whole mouth. I don't want to come in until my mouth feels better. And the receptionist is like, yeah, you have a good point with that. You're in a lot of pain. So we made sure that I was cleared. I walked up to my husband who was sitting there, and he's like, what's up? And I'm like, I have dry socket. And he was just like, oh my God, his dry socket was severe. And he put his arm around me, and he's like, well, we're going to go to CVS now because our CVS was open, and we're going to pick up your prescriptions, and then we're going to put you to bed, and I'm going to pass out for a few hours before I have to go to work. And I was like, okay. So that was nearly the conclusion. That was nearly the conclusion of this wonderful journey that we are on right now. Went to CVS, went through the drive-thru, got the meds, got home, took the meds. I ended up passing. I was so exhausted. Ended up passing out. Kevin ended up going to sleep, which was nice. And apparently he woke up to get ready for work, and I had a full-on conversation with him. I don't remember it. He said he kissed my hand before he left, and since we've been sick, we've been avoiding kissing each other on the mouth. The other forehead kiss, or just a really good hug. But he said he kissed my hand before he left. And I don't remember that. I woke up at like midnight and took some more medicine. And this past weekend has just been, well, the remainder of the week and the remainder of the week since I had medicine. So Thursday and Friday, I came downstairs and I worked. I worked Thursday for 4 hours, making sure obviously to wash my hands and stuff every time that I coughed or blew my nose. And Friday I worked the entire time. I think I slept in for an hour or two, but I joined him while he was eating downstairs. And then I sat down and fiddled on my phone and worked most of the night. And Saturday and Sunday we just lounged. This past weekend we just lounged. And yes, we're still coughing, but it's way more clear. This cough is nothing. This cough is nothing compared to what we were doing. It's still a little mucusy for me, but not anything like what it was. And I woke up for the past 2 days not choking and not coughing, which is amazing. Improvements are good. I also woke up and did not reach for my painkiller right away. Or my antibiotic, I took them after breakfast. But I literally ate breakfast of yogurt without having any painkiller in me. It's still, the tooth area is still puffy, it's still sensitive. Nothing like what I've been dealing with. Oh my God, so amazing. I think being so sick on top of the dry socket, I didn't realize how much pain my mouth was actually in because I was so sick. And honestly, I think that's kind of a blessing. So, well, this is going to be a long video. Anyway. Excuse me. So that's my saga. Better today. Kevin is off at work today. I am down here, obviously, procrastinating, making a video. And I had started work. I started the paint. And yeah, that's what it is. I am going to start making some pride things. I have some beautiful focal beads and fun beads that I'm going to be using. Also still working on Ghibli, which has been extended way further than I expected. But that's because I was so sick So I'm working on currently a Princess Mononoke witchy hat. And I want to do the Grave of the Fireflies witchy hat. I want to start that tonight. Don't know how that one's gonna go. Every time I think of that movie, I just want to cry. I love that movie so much. I've only seen it twice, but it really has affected me. And then I don't know what else. I'll figure other things out. Like my brain is like, pride, 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 pride. Rainbow month. It's rainbow month. And I'm just like, yes. It is rainbow month. I love rainbow month. A, I love rainbows. B, I'm a part of the community. And C, rainbows. They're pretty, even if you're not part of the LGBT alphabet mafia. It's freaking gorgeous. Sorry, I was looking at Orion while doing that. I had his head in my face, making it squish. So that's where I'm at right now. Feeling better, still recovering, feeling way better. Hi. I love you. I know I haven't looked at the camera a whole lot as I'm looking away from it. It's just really weird. It's weird to see my face. I know my hair is pulled back right now. I don't know if I'm gonna pull it up anymore. I think the braid will just be fine. But Robbins, but it's just been a weird couple of weeks. Being sick sucks, but I'm better. I love you all very much. Please stay happy, healthy, and safe, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Mwah.